Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Devil May Cry 3 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, mostly more filler as we are still climbing up Tem and Negru after using the Devil Sprout lift elevator.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Now, to be fair, this is technically somewhat new rooms for us, but not all that many, but not all that new of rooms.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. A chance to work on my style and my sauce. I did not...
Win or lose, stand up for your beliefs.
I did not see the number 16 in that cutscene.
It's a very short cutscene, so... I think the 16 might actually be in the intro for the boss fight at the end. Not sure.
But that would be trope breaking.
Only slightly.
The Chamber of Sins.
We have been in the Chamber of Sins before, but this time we have to deal with this gimmick a bit differently than we did the first time. What we have to do here is trigger both of these, and then we have to collide them into each other. This is another reason why we're using Agni and Rudra, because, well, Agni and Rudra makes this puzzle significantly easier than it's supposed to be. By doing that, we open up the gate, allowing us to go pick up
the shiny
the Onyx Moon Shard. And by picking up the Onyx Moon Shard, we trigger an encounter with a bunch of fucking fallen angels.
They actually think that Onyx comes from the moon. It doesn't. Because Onyx is...
It's not. It's a natural earth element.
Yes, that requires pressure that occurs in the form of gravitational force, which would not exist on the moon, because the moon is 1/8 the weight of the Earth. Maybe even smaller.
Isn't it actually because the core applies 1/8 of the gravitational force?
Yes, and because Onyx is a hardened mineral, it would not gain that pressure on the gravitational force of the moon. However, because this is a video game that worships the moon, the occult, mysticism, and demons, we will let it slide.
Alright. There's one fallen angel down. There. I dislike having to fight fallen angels.
So, how many tries would that have taken you on a new game?
No, I would have been able to do it in a new game, certainly. The only question is, if I had been first playing, would I still actually be running Agni and Rudra at this point?
No.
Because Agni and Rudra is effectively the only way that I've got to deal with fallen angels.
And also the fact that they've been very sporting and keeping quiet the way they have for these past 6 hours of gameplay. We had an agreement, boys.
You do not need to do a majority of the combat in this level. For the record, I'm choosing to do the combat so I can have at least some amount of style going into the boss fight, because the upcoming boss fight is one that I don't do particularly well.
Yeah, you don't want to take damage on the way to a tough boss fight.
Well, no, it's not a tough boss fight. No, it's a boss fight that I do not actually know how to melee that well. So.
Yeah, and then you lose style. You lose grace. You get trolled by a funny face.
Alright, now we gotta take down the Blood Falcons.
I predict that the final boss is going to do the T-1000 thing, where we fight all the forms that he takes on, because he is a mimic, he is a liar, and
no.
He is untrustworthy.
We do actually have a mimic. We do actually have a mimic boss fight coming up. That will be next part, but no, that is not the final boss.
Because Jester really could use a nice, firm boot to the head.
No, we will give Jester his boot to the head. We will. It's just that it's gonna be, you know, all at the almost the very end of the game.
You're gonna do that stupid I'm putting my gun into your nose, making it bend all cartoon-like animation. I've seen that played out multiple times in this game. Capcom.
No, actually, that is not how we finish off Jester / Arkham.
Really should, because it's a really neat little animation touch they do, because the Jester has a comically long nose. Another shiny.
Yes, and this time it is
Shine, get.
the Golden Sun, which triggers another combat encounter. Specifically, our first encounter with the chess rook pieces.
Oh, we have. Oh my
Now,
god.
the chess rook pieces are really interesting because their laser attack always goes in, well, the cardinal line direction. The problem, of course, being that they're actually, according to their orientation, they're actually attacking diagonally. So, which is something that a rook normally cannot do. But it is still in a straight line.
So we fought knight pieces, now rook pieces. Are we going to fight queen pieces?
We will fight one queen piece at just before the end of the game. The queen and king are the boss. The queen and king are the boss fight for the chess pieces. Just before we do a very famous Capcom thing.
Nice.
That I personally dislike.
Because well, you know, it is the silent win. It is the unspoken win condition in chess that if you have a queen and your opponent does not have a queen, you probably won the game.
Probably.
Only a few exceptions to that rule, like for example, if you get checkmated as a result of you taking your opponent's queen.
And Stinger.
Sweet. All right.
There we go.
Oh, my head.
Rooks are honestly one of the easier chess pieces to take down. Their laser attack is very heavily telegraphed, and they don't actually have all that great of movement. You might be a little bit perturbed about them having a decent health pool, but it's never enough to really be a significant hassle to deal with. So
See, the AI says rook to h1. Dante responds by flipping the table. And shooting you in the face.
and whoosh.
Nice. I'm sorry, sweet. We gotta get it above sweet at some point. We just gotta.
We've seen Showdown, which is the one above sweet this part. So. But yeah, that is the entirety of this level. We get the Onyx Moon Shards and the Golden Sun. And we use them to open this door, and then we go through this door.
We
end up at the so there's a little bit left. We got to go through the Ice Guardian's chamber, but we can skip this entire combat encounter. So,
yeah.
And you should because this combat encounter is annoying as piss. So.
Well, yeah, but you could get the S rank.
We could get the S rank on the combat encounter. It's just not fucking worth it. Endless Infernum.
Endless Infernum. Still doling out the metal.
I think there's a forced combat encounter at the end of Giant Walker Chamber.
Skip the enemies.
No, there's not. All right.
Skip the enemies. What, no magic hand forcing the issue? Just, okay, see ya.
Incandescent space.
Because, I mean, they could just put that magic fuck you hand on the door and say, no, stop.
That is not the right way,
Palm
Pascal.
upward. I was like, instead of the hand trying to grab you, it should just hold its palm up and say, stop.
It would be a better visual indicator of what's going on there. The Divine Library. We've been in here exactly once before, but here we go.
Dante doesn't
Hey,
read.
Miss Lady.
Don't worry, Ashley. I'm coming for you.
You tired? Then stand back. I'll take care of this.
No, you stand back.
That is not the best comeback you've got, Mary. Come on.
I told you, you can't do it. Don't you get it? This is not a human's job.
You're the one who doesn't get it.
I actually really
It's
like
not
this
something
cutscene.
you can reason with. It has nothing to do with me being a human and you being a demon. I'm driven by the inability to forgive him. My soul is screaming, demanding me to kill him. That's enough motivation to keep me going.
The dark side is rising.
Besides, this is my family matter. You should stay out of it.
Okay, lady. I get the picture, but I can't just sit back and watch either.
Yeah, I'm the protagonist.
He's got him too, you know. Now, Get out of my way, or there'll be some consequences.
Severe
I
consequences.
wasn't planning on letting any demons live anyway.
So the whole reason we have this fight is because because Lady won't let us go.
I mean, okay, I mean, she was the one who raised the gun first. And now let's fight finally. Ah.
All right, Mary. I dislike this fight. This is honestly a really cool showcase of what Lady can do as a character. But at the same point, this fight is annoying as shit. What you're supposed to do for this fight, if you're attempting to melee her, as far as I can tell, is you need to close the distance using either Trickster or your travel weapon powers. And then from there, what you need to do is do some whatever your highest hitting melee combos actually are. The problem is hitting her with any of the travel powers has got us a really high chance of throwing her backwards. And if she's running away from you, you just can't hit her with melee damage. And hitting her with and we don't actually have any weapons aside from any range weapons aside from Spiral that actually do decent single target damage against ranged targets. And even then, I would not be bringing Spiral into this fight.
Man, damn it, get back over here.
It is somewhat important for your survivability that you actually take down the bookcases that you can, as the camera is not honestly good in this fight. It just really isn't.
Yeah, that's another thing that can go wrong in a fight with camera controls like this. Is you could lose track of the boss, and it just slows the fight down.
Yeah, Mary, Lady has actually got a lot of a really interesting tricks and tools that she throws out throughout the fight, like time proximity mines to defend herself, the MagSec Magnum shots that she's got, and of course she's got the Kalina Ann single shot that she can do.
Grenades.
But her actual coolest attack that she gets is the Kalina Ann spread fire, which we will get to see, I think, at the tail end of this fight. And there's actually an attack that Dante can get when he gets to level 3 Gunslinger. It's just that I don't like using Gunslinger at all for my own playthrough. So
It strikes me that Lady does most of her damage while she's retreating, and she always retreats after you close the distance.
yeah, she does.
And because our projectile weapons are not all it's cracked up to be, we have to continue this pattern of chase, strike, avoid counterattack, and then repeat.
Yeah. I really wish that Spiral actually was the answer to this fight, because it would actually make sense that Spiral would be the answer to this fight. But it just simply is not. To be perfectly honest, Agni and Rudra and Cerberus is probably the answer that they want you to use for this fight. Oh, there's the Kalina spread shot. You should have noticed that that she had fired a stream of smaller missiles that was following on the outer ring. And yeah, that is honestly a really cool goddamn attack when Dante finally gets access to it. But look at this. She just dodge rolled 3 goddamn times in my face, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Because she's human. The point is not, how much blood can I spill. It's how often can I actually hit her. I kind of like the theming of this fight. Of course she's using evasion in order to win. She can't get hit as often as Dante can.
She actually has more health than we do right now, but that's a gameplay element, not necessarily a thematic element.
Oh, cause, or some say Cosm, do you hear our prayers?
There's the Kalina spread fire again. It is honestly a really cool goddamn attack, and I wish I would have been able to show it off, but it requires leveling up Gunslinger to 3, and I don't think I actually have Gunslinger at 3 in this file.
Are you scared? Nah. You're not honestly all that. I'm not intimidated by an opponent that runs away from me. And
stop
you're dead.
running!
No,
Allow
you're
us
dead.
to finish there.
You're done.
Finally.
You're done. Sit down.
I don't understand how you're supposed to get a decent style ring on Lady, honestly.
Very inconsistent, yeah. Doing the Terminator walk. Yeah, I knew it was just one of those dramatic health bars. We weren't actually we were actually taking out her willingness to fight.
Yeah.
I like dramatic health bars.
This whole business started with my father sealing the entrance between the two worlds. And now, my brother's trying to break that spell and turn everything into demon.
Everywhere.
He's a dick like that.
Everywhere.
Quite frankly, at first, I didn't give a damn. But because of
I don't buy Dante's character change right here, or his acclaimed character change right here, mostly because we don't have all that much interaction with Lady throughout the campaign.
Well, we were talking about motivation, and one of the most important motivations in a man's life is boners.
trust me, I'll make things right.
Oh no, Dante is not sexually attracted to Lady. I promise that.
Sweet moves, girl.
Use this.
Thank you, Ada.
How much is it gonna cost me?
You can give me your name.
Dante.
That's a stupid name.
And this is the point of the game that you actually get the Kalina Ann as a usable weapon on your own. We've been using it the entire game.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Because, of course, it's still a Devil May Cry 3 boss that will give you a weapon as a result of beating the boss. That's pretty cool right there. I like that.
I will, lady.
Goodbye, Sir Danteus Maximus Decimus. Okay, lady. See you later.
Again, I like this cutscene. I really do. It's just I don't buy the character shift that Dante claims to have here, but I don't really need to. The cutscene sells me on the emotional delivery of the characters fine enough.
Yeah. Kind of like, Captain Quark, just slowly hovering over and then sitting down on the bench and offering Ratchet a seat and saying, I'm sorry.
We did get an S rank on time and an A rank
Sass.
on orbs, S rank on stylish points. Took too much damage from Lady. Damn it. And in the next episode, we will continue on and finally reach the top of Temen Crew. Be safe, everybody. Saving.